I'm Rocks.
And today we are the Bourbon Barrel with the Buffalo Trace Bonanza.
There you go. Blanton's Gold single barrel bourbon started in 1984 with Blanton's, the first ever single barrel. It's kind of well known. Honey barrels, they call them, the center cut of Warehouse H. Elmer T. Lee, nearing retirement in 1984, remembered working with Colonel Albert B. Blanton, distillery president until 1952, and he decided. Freddie tells this story fairly well in the neat documentary on Hulu. Freddie, oh damn it, I'm sorry, Freddie, I forgot your last name.
Mercury.
Yeah, absolutely, I loved your music. But about his grandfather and his dad and stuff, and where they knew, and it was like a bartering system, like Colonel Blanton and Elmer T. Lee and the other guys, they knew that where the good barrels were, so they would barter using great barrels of whiskey to get things they wanted in their favor and this and that. Probably, maybe has something to do with the 1897 Bottled and Bond Act. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know if, you know what I mean, they got something in that stipulation in Congress where it's like, well, it needs to be this warehouse or this amount of years or this or that, but if you want this barrel, it's going to have to,
we need some.
We're going to play ball here.
Yeah.
And you can't look back and find out they did that because there's no social media, thank God.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, social media has ruined lives and years of people.
I mean, it's, yeah.
But here we are.
Yeah. On social media. Doing what we do.
Well, let's denounce the thing that we're doing for fun.
Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah, we love you. Appreciate the money. We're not giving.
Yeah. Get money. Yeah.
Someday.
Ready?
Someday somebody's gonna wanna make you turn around and say goodbye.
You need to cut that real quick. Well, maybe not actually.
Oh, Blanton's How I Miss Thee.
Right.
It's so good, but it's so hard to find.
Yeah, I'm not. Are you on lists for Blanton's?
Yeah.
Are you?
It's just
never
even comes.
Every time I go to, they're like, I'm getting tired of not saying names because it's not like we're saying negative things about them. It's always like they just don't have this or they have this or something. It's not like pretty much the as far as how they treat us and stuff. They're all pretty cool. Like the people. They're pretty chill people, they're nice, they're trying to help you out. None of them are jerks. I've had one experience and it turned out to be a security guard, which I find funny, but if that's what it takes, who kind of talked a little snotty to me, but then I find out it's a security guard and not somebody who works there and knows what they're talking about and stuff, so he can go eat shit. But,
that'll learn you.
But otherwise, the people always say, because I text you immediately, I'm like, okay, well, they got Larceny Barrel Proof, they've got any Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, or they've got this or that, if you want to come get it, I can't afford this, or I bought this, and do you want to get that, or, and they're always telling me, and those, half the time, it's things that aren't even in the cage, they're just like, I got one out back.
If you want it, yeah.
Cool around here, and we don't have price gouging stores. We don't.
No.
It's $5-10 maybe. I don't know.
But I mean,
everything's gone up a little.
You gotta keep a business open during.
Because we were just discussing it. These used to be like $25 or $30, and now these are about 35 or 40. And if you find the Eagle Rare, the last one I bought was 50. A couple weeks ago, I got my hands on one, which is the only full size. I only had a 375, so
that's fair.
I wonder if those are more, and now you get into those collectible conversations. I wonder if those are more or less collectible because there's probably less of them.
Probably.
So therefore, hold on to those because there's less of them.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess. I don't know as far as collectability goes.
That's another question entirely.
I doubt there's as many 375s actually put out by those distilleries as there are.
I would assume because it's a longer process to bottle all those, and you got to use more juice. But they do get a better profit margin, I guess, on their juice because those are definitely more pricey than the 750s.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know. That'd be a thing to find out, though.
Yeah, it's interesting.
All right,
let us know.
Some Blantons?
Absolutely. Cheers.
Ooh, that's tasty. That's cherry.
Yeah, I don't mean like cherry too, actually.
I'm not talking like, oh, that's cherry. Like that's the saying that people use. Like there's literal cherry I'm tasting.
Yeah, I hear cherry a lot in a lot of shows, and I don't get cherry as often as I hear cherry from others. Right. So I'm wondering if I'm still developing that.
Maybe, but that's definitely there's some cherry flavor notes in this, and that's just okay with me.
It's a soft, subtle vanilla hug around the cherry. There's that soft. Oh, geez, it's just.
You give yourself a Dr. Pepper cherry, you mix that in, you're never gonna know you're getting drunk.
And that could be bad.
Yeah.
Don't go driving around. So.
I mean, Also, don't mix Blantons.
You should, yeah. If you're mixing Blanton's, we don't like you.
No, that's not true. You drink how you
True.
want.
Eat
Everyone
shit.
has no. Wow, he is so angry.
Snorted too.
So,
There, yeah.
so angry. Why so angry?
Blanton's, if you're mixing Blanton's, no, I don't
Hey,
like
man,
you. You should let us drink it.
To everybody who's
Mix
got their own
Buffalo
things.
Trace.
Everyone's got their own things they want to do.
No.
If someone has like millions of dollars and they
No.
want to mix Blantons, I mean, I'm not gonna stop them.
Well, I'm not gonna. It's not like I'm running up there throwing rocks at their house and shit. I'm just saying.
Gotta keep running up that hill, Kate Bush.
That's a dick move. Like, I mean, tell me, okay, if you were to talk to Freddie, what's his face, or the people
Freddie
in
Mac?
charge. No, the Freddie that runs, one of the guys who runs Buffalo Trace.
Okay.
He does all this stuff. He tells you, like in that neat documentary. Let's see, it's neat, yeah, documentary where it's like videotape where people are at a bar and he's telling them what to do when they're doing the tour, and he's like, now pour it in your hands and slap it together and do this, and what do you smell now? And then rinse your hands and then do it again and do this, and what do you smell now? And he's teaching you how to get those smells because from different time, like the way you do things, and all that kind of stuff, but. If you walked up to him and were like, "Hey, what should I mix Blanton's with?" I think he'd slap you. I mean, I'd slap you. I think. I mean, depending on how big
Hey,
you
I
are.
got some Blantons. What should I
You're
mix
8
that
feet
with?
tall. I'm probably not gonna slap you. Yeah. Now, if you're at
You look
work,
like that soup Nazi, like no Blantons for you.
he's at work. He's probably just be like, "You drink it how you like to drink it, man. That's how it is." But if
But
you
if
caught
he's
him outside, he'd probably slap you.
I think that would be the funniest thing to do to that guy.
That would-
Like, if we could ever meet him in person, so what would mix Blantons with? He'd be like, you know what? This interview's over.
Yeah. 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 I'd be shocked if he'd sit down.
Oh
So-
my gosh, that would be so fun. I feel like it'd be worth the lulls, the memes.
Oh my god. Way too much fun right now. And too much fun. Is there really a thing? Is that really a thing?
I mean,
There's a song and I can't think of it, but it's with those lyrics. Too much fun. That's like having too much whatever, and I can't remember the song.
that is quality stuff.
I wish again. That was my minor irritability from that security guard was I saw this guy walk out a box with Blanton's box with the bottle in it, obviously, and give it to a dude that was standing there. He goes, "Hey, here you go," and he goes, "Okay, thanks." He goes to pay, and I go, "Hey, excuse me, I was wondering, you wouldn't happen to have another Blanton's, would you? That's not accounted for." Very politely, and he was like, "We have like 200 on a list," and he kept walking. And that was it.
Man,
And I was like, man, you could have been like, would you like to get on the list? Let me explain to you how this works, blah, blah, blah. You could have been really polite, or at least turn it over to somebody who I know or don't know, but would be really polite. Even though I know the answers to that, he didn't know that I knew the answers to that.
right.
You know what I mean? He didn't have to be a douchebag about it. So I just walked out at that point and just immediately left because I didn't want to screw up relationships with other people that I have there. So. And again, they're awesome people. They're nice people. The guy literally, when I got my bottle of Eagle Rare a week or two ago, was like, I got one more Eagle Rare. And I should go in earlier on those days because I always go before work. And then they're like, oh, I just sold the last. Like the week before that was, or 2 weeks before that was the E.H. Taylor. I didn't get my hands on another one or get it to give to you
Yeah.
or anything like that because she was like, if you would have been here like an hour ago. And I was like, fuck. Like, so now I got to go in like every certain day
You're
of the
gonna
week.
go at like 9 a.m.
When they open, just be standing there licking the window. Who's what do you got? What do you got? Is it mine? Is it mine? Like Jesus. Anyway,
Give him the Smeagol.
right? And they've got Anyway, this is you can't tell by looking at that how long we've done this.
Nope.
Why does that not work?
I don't know. I've got to reset my computer because a lot of things are going funky.
I think we've been going for some time.
A
What do I
while.
still got?
Colonel Taylor is the next one.
That's
So
the last.
That's the last of the Mohicans.
Did one up there. We did that one.
1,
We
2,
did
3,
this
4,
one.
5.
And this one, yeah, all right, fair enough. Yeah.
So
And we've never, even the one I had, the first one I had that I gifted and the one I have now is also this one. It's small batch, it's bottled in bond.
Yeah.
But there is a single barrel offer.
there is a single barrel. I had the Warehouse C up at Hartman's. Like I went
Okay.
there. I had that. Wasn't that good?
No?
No.
Overaged
The
again, or no? Maybe.
So the warehouse seat was the one that like went up in like flames or like had a problem, like the brick house got destroyed or something. Like that was the stuff they saved from it,
Oh.
if I'm recalling correctly.
Okay. Okay.
And so I don't know if it was like out in the elements or but it was very like grainy and just like not good. Like I had it and I was like, yeah, this is nothing special. This is like, you know.
Let's just pour those for you at the speakeasy. Is it in a shot glass or a rocks glass, or what kind of glass do they pour that? Or Glencairn?
I have pictures of it somewhere.
Okay.
I don't remember what glass. I think it was just a regular like wood or rocks glass.
Okay.
But they let you like if you ask.
I would want to like swish and like, do
right.
the sniff, and I can't do that with a shot glass if they were. You know what I mean? Not really.
It's not a shot glass. It's definitely not. It's either a Glencairn or a rocks glass.
Right.
But they will bring you the bottle so you can like take a look at it and like you know you can like take a picture with it and stuff for your socials because
social media thing. Yeah.
Man, we're assholes. That's fair though, you know. But no, I'm very excited because I really don't drink the Colonel Taylor, as you can tell, because I mean, like, look how much is left.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't drink this unless we're doing a show or if there's a special occasion because I can't find it and I really like it.
Yeah. The only time this Blanton's has been drank is on this show, except for one other occasion. I gave my brother-in-law a drink of it and had a drink with him, which was probably an ounce each, if that. So. But you know, those are because we can't get them. Mm-hmm. Like it's like I said,
we treat them special because they are.
And then but then it's a weird dichotomy because it's like basically one distillery that does this where it's just hard to get a hold of, but it's really good, but the price point is still low. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like but there's other things they'll put out, whether it's the Bardstown Bourbon Company, I've showed you the red labels, or the brown label Founders, which are like $150 or something.
Sure.
And that's their MSRPs. Those people aren't marking it up, but it's like I'm not. You're not all the time necessarily like ready to just blow huge amounts of money on these things, so they sit longer in these cabinets and in these cases.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to spend that money. But once you put something in that case, like that Larceny Barrel Proof or that Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, that was probably $65-$70. They're probably gone now, and you know what I mean? Because that's literally the MSRP marked up maybe $5 or $10 because of their markup for their stores.
Yeah, they got to pay people. Yeah.
So it's just very weird. I've often thought, should there be a negative connotation to a company like this? But now they're expanding with $1.3 billion.
I mean, that's just because it's so damn hard to find any of it. Like, I haven't seen any one of these on the shelf in at least 6 months. The only one I've seen is Buffalo Trace, just their base practice. The only one of these 5 that I've seen on a shelf probably since we started the show.
The first bottle, the one little 375 of Eagle Rare, I still have that's unopened. Yeah. It's the first one I ever bought of Eagle Rare. Pardon me. And it was on the shelf in the 375s. There was like a little line of them, and I was like, oh, I never see this one. This was before we even started the show, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe right at the beginning of the show. And I was like, oh, I never see this one. I'll grab this one. And it still sits there. And I still have it.
You know what's wild to me?
I could have bought them all. They were all there. There was like a line of 10 of them. I could have bought them all. But I didn't. Because that's a hoarder and that's a dick move. Like, I don't.
Look at these two. Do you see a difference?
The base is thicker here.
Not on the bottle. I mean, yeah, sure, but that's just glass.
Oh, you mean like the color?
No, not even the color.
Oh. Difference in what?
Look at the label. Look at the top label. You see the difference? Not that label.
No, look at I've been drinking the whole time. And you're spinning colors and lights and glass. And
I know. Look at the top.
One's taller.
No. Well, yes. Okay,
okay.
Not that much. Like I mean, there's a thicker base here, so that makes sense.
Right.
Like that's probably just from.
Well, I noticed immediately this one had a black
That's
strip.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, I noticed that originally.
Clearly, these are 2 different batches because they have different colors.
They're each 10 years.
So
they're not.
Yeah,
they must be.
I think they were bought probably at least a year apart.
Each 10 years.
So that's pretty cool that they changed the label. I didn't even realize it was a thing that changed.
That's
neat.
Yeah, I want to look at the one I've got at home and see if it's black on.
And I have no idea. Yeah, okay. Black on silver, silver on black.
Right.
Yeah, that's weird. I didn't notice. That's just one of those little things that you pick up.
The tops is. I wondered because there's a design on the thing,
and
it looks like the same one. So interesting.
True. So
did you pour Taylor?
I did pour Taylor.
Oh, I did not.
You should probably pour some Taylor.
Apparently.
Yeah, we'll get the eagle rare out of the way so you can see the Taylor because Taylor's pretty. There's already a eagle rare up there. Woo! Look at that yellow label. Delightful.
Make it as hard as humanly possible for me to get a pour out of it.
I wanted to.
It did too. You're like, well, I've been drinking the whole time.
I just want to see if we can play Jenga.
He didn't. He didn't break a glass earlier. Let's give it a
Jenga.
Yeah, the full size Jenga they did in Big Bang Theory.
Oh yeah, this is a whole tower. Like,
yeah,
size of a Christmas tree.
4x4s. Yeah, absolutely. Jesus Christ.
Outstanding.
This is. It still has that silky nose.
Yeah,
it's
man.
A very, very silky
I feel
nose.
like it's gonna taste silky too. That's
it usually does. It's. This was your idea too. You were like, let's do the Buffalo Trace thing. Let's just have the Bonanza of the Buffalo Trace.
B-Trace Bonanza.
The Bourbon Barrel B-Trace Bonanza Battle
of Buffaloes.
Or something. Yeah, I lost that even. I had nothing else. The only other B word that came to mind was booger, and that doesn't fit anywhere. So
Battle of Bourbons.
Yeah, bourbon.
Well, yeah. I mean, we already used it.
I figured that was a given.
Yeah.
So yeah.
B-Trace Bonanza. The Bourbon
Buttles.
Barrel B-Trace Bonanza Battle of Bourbons.
Nice. That actually rolled off your tongue fairly well for all the things.
Very, very difficult.
So it seemed flawless. It seemed simple for you.
I played a lot of Mortal Kombat in my day, so flawless victories are my.
Did you say Mortal Kombat?
Mortal.
Oh, okay.
Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat.
It's like, what the hell is Mortal Kombat? Like,
oh, that's where you have to go against someone and say, "I have the moral high ground, Anakin."
That's. Can't even. I don't know where to take this at all. And you went Star Wars too.
I'm good like that.
I still want to watch that Ring of Power stuff when they start.
Yeah. I have yet to see the new Obi-Wan series either.
My wife and kids have been watching it. I don't watch Star Wars. I'm not a Star Wars person. I know.
Ewan McGregor, man.
Yeah. Ewan McGregor was just in I get the two confused, Ewan McGregor and Ethan Hawke. I don't know why. Those two confuse me.
Yeah.
Occasionally.
I guess. They don't look anything alike, but they both start with E, so sure.
Similar. They're skinny white dudes in their 50s.
Nope.
Ish.
I'm gonna say no.
Well, then Ethan Hawke was the one of the main characters in the Moon Knight series.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
That's correct. I really like Ethan Hawke. He had like this great diatribe interview about like treating people kindly and stuff. It was just really nice.
His daughter's part of the Stranger Things. She's one of those, yeah. Maya Hawke. She was a later addition to it. Like, so my family's into that too. They just watched the end of the last end.
I haven't seen season 4 because I killed my Netflix for the summertime because I wanted to spend more time outside.
Fair enough.
But I did see like the little preview of like the redheaded chick running up the hill with the Kate Bush song and then like the whole like Dungeons and Dragons like Vecna thing. Like I thought that was.
I only watched the first season.
That's fair.
And it didn't
resonate.
In that 80s vibe thing, and the people that are in it.
You gotta play some D&D, man.
We just had this conversation recently, my wife and I, about how the Stranger Things kids now are what I consider the kids from the Goonies from like the 80s, right? And as it turns out, at least one of them's in that show. He got killed in like the second season. Sean Astin was Winona Ryder's boyfriend.
Yes. Well, no, it wasn't. Was it Sean Astin?
Yeah. Fucking it was. And he's the Goonie.
Friggin' hobbit.
I'm saying. And whatever. Hopefully they all have great careers and, move on to do whatever it is they want to do. And that's fine. But it and it just never, I don't know, it felt like forced horror and it felt like things I've seen before. And I watched into even the bad guys are like Matthew Modine and Paul Reiser, all these people from the 90s that were, big stars.
Yeah.
And it never resonated with me. And now, but they're still crazy into it. Now they're like, we don't get to see anything else till the end of next year when the last season starts. Well, this one was supposed to be the last season. Then they were like, well, hold on.
Wait, we need more money.
Yeah. My theory with that is always like, if things keep making money, they'll keep making them. Like, that's how that's going to work.
I mean, look at Ghostbusters.
Yeah, absolutely. You still didn't watch Afterlife, did you? Oh, you gotta watch it. You'll be happy.
Someday.
Oh my god.
Love it. I still love Colonel Taylor above all else. It's still tasty.
I think it's the pinnacle.
It's the silkiness for it. Like it's so smooth. It's so silky. There's no burn. It just.
We
it's
have
good.
to. I mean, we can do blinds with where we don't drink tons, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
we have to throw this one in a blind with other hundreds that we love,
Sure.
which would have to be Wild Turkey 101, and we'd have to pick a third one. I don't know where we fall on the next one, but we did the 100 blind, and we had the Maker's Mark 101 in it, and we had an Ezra Brooks 99. The Ezra Brooks doesn't belong.
Ezra, do better.
Right, but we could just battle it against Wild Turkey in a blind and see what we think as far as the 101.
Yeah, that makes sense. We can
So-
do a battle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bourbon barrel battle.
Blind.
Blind bourbon barrel battle. And B4.
Yeah, a B4.
Bingo.
Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. Is his name-o, I've been told.
So I've heard.
This is a very
It's so smooth.
something in my glass.
It's like,
it's not
it's like-
bourbon.
I don't know, like
Fleck of something.
early jazz, smooth. You know, like
Like jazz sucks. Like you don't laugh.
piano jazz. That's what it is. It's good piano jazz.
Jazz period sucks. Number one, unless it's just background music.
Dude, I disagree.
It's background.
I think there is a s-
Not to say there's not a skill. Those people have
there's a
skills.
place and a time for jazz music. And it's
When I'm
not
going
when
to
you're playing-
sleep.
It's not when you're playing jazz flute, because jazz flute is for sissy boys. Do you ever remember what the hell was it?
I don't know what's happening.
Ron Burgundy,
Yeah.
and she's
Oh.
he plays jazz flute.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And
All
then
right.
he
You had
plays
to bring
it-
me there. You had to get me there. I wasn't prepared. If you're
And
going
he
Ron
plays-
Burgundy,
He plays a jazz flute.
but I mean,
I just eat the cat poop. You eat the cat
I
poop.
told him we've got a episode set up for Breckenridge. I've got 3 Breckenridge offerings. We're gonna do at some point, and we sent out an email to see if the guys would like to, the people that run it, the master distiller, anybody out there would
Anyone,
like to
just
zoom
come
into
chill
us
with
and
us for a
have
while.
a little bit
Yeah.
and do some drinking. And they haven't responded yet. Hopefully they do. Breckenridge, shout out. But I told him one of the first things when I started doing research and looking up shows and watching things and documentaries and stuff is that when you see the owner and the master distiller sitting in a room on a couple couches and that's it, and the only picture behind them framed on a wall is Ron Burgundy, just like this. I'm like, yep, that's all I needed to see.
Those are our people.
I'll give it a shot because they're cool. Like
Because I'm Ron Burgundy.
That's right.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
That's right. Rick killed the guy. Like
I saw that. I've been meaning to talk to you about that. You might want to lay low for a while.
Killed the guy. Oh
I
my
had it
god.
made.
The Panther stuff is, you can just always do the Panther stuff because
Yeah.
that's
They say that 60% of the time it works every time.
that's
It's true. No, the first one was such a cult classic. It's so good. And the second one was just such a letdown.
the fact that Vince Vaughn is one of the opposite team guys, and then when they get in a fight and all the people show up, and all of a sudden you've got Ben Stiller.
Even Talk did something.
It's so iconic.
It's so
it's just
Tonight the streets run red with burgundy blood. Dude,
that was
movie.
literally Ben Stiller
Yeah.
too, right? Because he was pretending to be. Yeah,
He was the Spanish news.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, it was. Oh man. All right, let's have some rules. Let's lay some ground rules. No hitting in the face.
That's right.
Everything else goes.
Ron, are you listening? Nope.
So do yourselves a favor. Grab yourself one of your favorite bourbons. Sit down and watch
Anchorman. Yes.
Legend of Ron Burgundy, because
If you watch, you can watch the second one so you appreciate the first one.
no,
That's
Just
what I
watch the
think.
first one.
I think you
The
watch
second
the
one is
first
just a
one,
waste
second
of
one, you're
time.
like, that wasn't great, but I would click play on the other one again.
I wouldn't. The second one sucked so hard. It was like a
that hard.
dude. It was like a vacuum cleaner on steroids. It sucked so hard.
Did not. You have to judge it by what it's presented against, and the beginning one was so good. Like, how's the second one going to be? You know what I mean? What could they have done differently to make it even close to the original?
I don't want excuses. I don't want them. Because I watched Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2, and those were fantastic. Like, they both were great in their own right. Like, it was a sequel.
Ghostbusters 2.
Back to the Future 2. Both great. I don't want to hear excuses.
Ghostbusters 2.
I don't want to hear excuses, Rocks.
No,
don't wanna
Ghostbusters
hear
2 when the
excuses.
guy came out of the painting was not
Dude,
anywhere
Vito,
near as good
Are you
as.
kidding me?
He's not as good as.
The pink shit in the
No,
sewers?
no,
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
No,
To hell with you.
it's not. Okay, wait. Let me be clear. It's not as bad as second Anchorman. Okay, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's second Anchorman, but
except for Town Branch.
it's as good. Okay, how's this? It's as good as the second. There's no T in second. It's second. Right. Jurassic Park.
I like the second Jurassic. The third one sucked, but the second Jurassic Park was great.
Right, but it wasn't the first one.
No, it was. It was great. It
Nah.
was just as good.
No.
They went to a different island and everything.
They went to a different island that was the same island. Like, they just did the same. It was like, this is Site B. That's how we created it.
Raptors, man.
And it was... There was no raptors in the second one. It was the third one.
No, the third one was the pterodactyls, which was stupid.
Oh. Well, the third one was only an hour and a half, which is just, in and of itself, like...
It was a terrible movie.
The first one was iconic. Like
T-Rex was
to
iconic.
do what they did, it was iconic. And
Especially for that time, because there was no, there wasn't a lot of CGI going on.
the
In
second one...
93 or whatever.
The thing about it was, the first two were Steven Spielberg. He directed the first two. The third one wasn't.
That makes
He
sense,
just
because
bounced.
the third one sucked.
But the third one was done by Joe Johnston, who actually turned out he did the first Captain America.
Mhm.
He ended up doing something else that's really, really good.
Well, to be fair, I mean, he'd had a lot of years to expand his horizons and do better. So the Captain America was better than the third Jurassic Park because he'd learned his trade a little bit better.
Right.
So it's not that everyone's a piece of shit all the time. It's that sometimes you're a piece of shit when you start out.
Ghostbusters? I mean, it's
Dude,
good.
yeah, it's so good.
It's good. Okay, I'll say this. How's this? And this could be blasphemy. The
Yeah,
second
probably.
Ghostbusters I like about the same as the one with the women. The women Ghostbusters.
I don't know if I can talk to you.
As a matter of fact, I thought the humor in the women Ghostbusters was a little bit better because it was fresh and different, sort of, than just rehashing.
I think we have to.
He's in a painting and we're gonna like, don't make me shoot my lasers at you. Like, I love Bill Murray, I love Dan Aykroyd, I love all those guys. Rest in peace to Egon. What was his name again? Harold Ramis. Sorry.
I think we have to end the show.
You-
I think we can no longer do this show.
Second
because
Ghostbusters versus female Ghostbusters.
in the
Go.
comments,
Yes.
just tell us your thoughts because right now I feel like we're at an impasse where we have to stop doing the show
And it was
altogether.
all because of the only reason it was that good was because of Thor. Like, Thor was so
Thor is the
like
second
dumbass. Like, I've never watched him.
But he's got that eye candy.
It was so funny. I don't know. Anyway, we've been going a lot.
That's true. And this is 5 different bourbons, all from Buffalo Trace, because this is the Buffalo Trace Bonanza.
It is.
And I've had a lot of bourbon, so.
The only thing we've ever had on this show that's Buffalo Trace that's not here is Benchmark.
What about the Bowmans?
Well, it's Buffalo Trace as far as when it comes out. It says Buffalo Trace anywhere, somewhere on their product.
Okay.
Because Buffalo Trace contract distills to Bowman Brothers, and so they use their juice, and then they re-distill it one more time, making it 3 times distilled, and you get Bowman. And then, well, no, I think that's it. Yeah, I think. Well, we had the Red Weller. We had the Red Weller that was your dad's in that one episode. That was the one where we were testing different glasses. We decided.
Is Booker's? Booker's.
No, that's Beam.
That's Booker.
Yeah. The one where it's like the glass makes the whiskey or whatever, and you got your dad's Weller, and we did Eagle Rare or E.H. Taylor and maybe Eagle Rare. There was 3 of them.
I don't know. It's been a while, and I've been drinking, so
Yeah.
this is the 3rd episode we've done, and there were 5 of them.
Yeah. That sounded weird because you just said it's the 3rd episode we've done, and there were 5 of them, like as if we did 5 episodes. I got confused right there. I was like, 5 episodes.
There were 5 bourbons that we tried in the last episode we're doing today.
Hey, please like and subscribe.
Yeah, that'd be great. We appreciate it greatly.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching. If you're still here,
Yeah.
This is a long time. We may break this into 2.
You should. I want you to send me the whole thing though before you do it.
I'll
'Cause I want to see the whole thing.
Part 1, part 2, and then the whole thing for funsies.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, no, this has been great. We had fun. I don't know if you did.
Hopefully you did.
Maybe you put it in as background noise. That's fine.
Let us know
we
about
don't need you to look at our faces.
Ghostbusters and Ron Burgundy and all that stuff. There were some pretty iconic 90s comedies, though. Like, honestly, like, it's just not Ron Burgundy. There were Wedding Crashers to this day.
Were those 90s, though? I think
Or,
those
okay,
were
early 2000s. Sorry, right, early 2000s.
Like, 90s, when I think 90s, I'm thinking, like, Jurassic Parks. I give you that. And I'm thinking...
Classic comedies.
Oh, comic. Well, it's funny when the
90s, I'm thinking American Pie.
yeah, was that 90s?
Yeah, 90.
All of it?
The first one was 98, 99, something like that.
Dude, I still think that American Wedding is underrated.
The second American Pie is the best one of the whole group ever made. The best one, the second one,
Where they're
they
at the
go to
beach
the
house?
beach house. Yes,
I'll
that's
agree
my
with that.
favorite.
I'll agree with that.
There you go.
I'll agree with
There
that.
you go. That's my
All right,
favorite
we've
American
done
Pie.
something, and with that, we can end the
Okay,
episode.
all right.
I'm Neat,
I'm Rox.
and this has been
The
the Bourbon Barrel.